I get the privilege to sit with people as not only as a man of God and help people to know Jesus, or to help better build their relationships, to help grow themselves individually. Those are all privileges. And I also get the awesome privilege to help people become better financial stewards of their lives, And, the one thing that is really sad is that, people have all of our lives, we were never taught about financial principles. We were never taught about the things that we have to do to make sure that our financial futures are our children, that we can leave an inheritance for our children's children. And those are very tragic things, because so many believers don't even understand the principles that God has given us. And that's a very sad thing to God, and it's a very sad thing for your children. And people think that when you mention the word finance or money, that it's a rich people thing, or it's a taboo thing, or we don't want to talk about that, or that's private. No, when you go to the bank, they go through your whole life. When you apply for a car, you have to give them your whole life, your driver's license, your social security, so they can check everything in your financial future. It's not private, because they're going to go through everything. And so, when your children, if something happens to you, that's not the time for your children to find out that you didn't love them enough to make sure that you left an inheritance for your children and your children's children by changing the legacy. I mean, you didn't teach them about how money works because you didn't know, because you didn't seek out the wisdom yourself. And so one of the things that is sad for me to see is when I sit with a client and I can ask that man and that wife, how much is your spouse worth? Can I buy them, from you? Can I buy your children? And they'll sit there and tell me plainly, hey, my spouse is priceless. My children are priceless. But I ask them, what's the most valuable asset that they own? You know what they say? Their house. Your house can burn down. It's not an asset. It's a liability. It's the biggest bill you have. We've been tricked, guys. You've been told that your house is the biggest asset you have, and that is not true. You are the biggest asset that you have. You and your spouse, you that are working, that actually pay for the house, that take care of those children, you are the greatest asset in your house and in your family. So if something happens to you, how is your family? Do you have a will? Do your kids have a college plan? Do you have a retirement plan that you own, not the one at the job? That's extra. Do you have life insurance that says that if you die, that your family is taken care of? Are these things in place? Do you have an estate plan? No. So most of America doesn't, guys, and it's a tragedy. And you can do that. Guys, we sit down with families every day. We don't charge them a dime to put those things in place. And everybody acts like they're okay, but you're not. Let's get it right, guys. Reach out, find the wisdom. Let's get it done. It's not okay to leave your family in distress. It's not okay to pretend like you're okay and you all you're doing is living check to check, week to week, year to year, month to month. And then, when your kids turn 18, now you want to figure out how to try to send them to college. When you get 45 or 50, now you want to think about retirement. That's not the time. The time is right now. It's never too late, but the time is right now. So don't sit there and act like it's all together. Don't act like when you say finances for rich people, it's for everybody. You can start right where you are. I'm able to sit with a client, and if all they can start with is $25 or $50 or whatever, paying themselves or in an IRA or whatever, we start where you are and build you where you need to go. Eliminate that debt. Everybody needs a financial coach, guys. And if you don't have it together, this is the time to get it now. Pride is an evil thing. Don't have pride, and don't sit there and act like you have it all together when you know that if something happened to you today, your family would be just destroyed, because they'd have to sell the house. They would have nowhere to live because they can't pay that mortgage by themselves. You're having a hard time with two of you. So what if you die? Guys, it happens every day. We see families, unfortunately, I've had to deliver death claim to people, and it's not just about life insurance, but that's the basis of your financial house. And if you don't have that, the IRA doesn't matter if you don't have life insurance, if you don't have enough to pay not only for your mortgage, but also for your kids to college and also for your spouse to live. So, and especially for those of you whose spouse does not work outside of the home. If you're it and something happens to you, your spouse is in big trouble, and your children. Guys, let's get it right. Everything is about relationship. If you love your family, do it right. Your relationship with your money tells you how much you love them. God's excited about your future, and so am I.